day has finally arrived and our house is ready to be delivered. And thanks to my wonderful dad for really just coordinating a lot of the on-site work, for his friend that helped to really clear the entrance for us, to Recreational Resort Cottages for building our home. Everything is ready to be delivered. Hey, good morning everyone. The day has arrived. The house is on its way right now. The guys are over at the site right now just prepping the framework and whatnot, but it's almost ready. It's almost here. Here they come. Oh my god! It's so beautiful. Hello friends, hope you all are having an amazing day. Welcome back to our channel. My name is Sage and here we are in our new house. And if you're wondering why it is just me today, my husband and my daughter are actually back in Vegas and I just came on this trip. And the biggest part is done as far as the house being on the property, but I wanted to share that video with you today because it's such an exciting and big step for us on our journey to off-grid and sustainable living. And it is a project that's going to take us a long time, right? To becoming, fully off-grid and living more sustainably in our lives so that we can really just live the life that we've always dreamt of. And I'm sure that we're not the only ones. I would assume if you are watching this channel that you are somebody who wants to be able to accomplish that type of dream for yourself in some shape, way, or form, because that looks different for everybody. In our situation, we of course had the privilege of family land through my wonderful father who is sharing 11 acres with us. And not everybody has that situation, right? But we don't also come from very well-off financial states. We just happen to be people that know how to save really well and budget, and it took us years to do that, but everybody's situation's different. So whatever that is for you, hopefully I can at least offer some helpful information in this video today that maybe can help you in some preliminary steps on your journey. And the first thing that I would encourage each and every single person that is really wanting more of an off-grid kind of sustainable lifestyle is to start with the end in mind, meaning really just maybe sitting with your spouse, family, if it's just you, sitting with yourself, journaling, and really just mapping out the kind of life that you want to live. And I mean dreaming as big as possible, the type of life that you want to live. And for us, to give you our example, is that the type of life that we wanted to live was really to be able to live in nature, to be able to live more sustainably in growing our own food, having our own animals, being able to live more simply, not only in lifestyle, because I like to say I'm country bougie. Because I do like things to be nice. I do like it to be high quality, but I don't need a lot of stuff. But with that said, slight tangent, we want to be able to live simply in the ways that we approach life, meaning that we create the life for the things that matter most to us. And our family values are really just obviously number one, family, right? Number two, being able to have freedom. And whether that's, financial freedom, creative freedom, freedom of location, it was going to require us to actually simplify our lives much more and maybe not live in the city anymore. And so that's a second one. But then also the third value that our family has is experiences, and being able to experience life for us, making memories, whether it's being able to go and travel across the different states here in the US, or being able to take one international trip a year. Our family, literally every single year around the holidays, around the dinner table, we always talk about all of the awesome memories we make. We don't talk about things, right? And so for us, that is a part of our big vision, is just to be able to create life like that. And of course, when you have a big vision like that, you have to start with the little steps to get there and be able to have patience. I think that's a big thing, is being able to have patience and be able to be diligent towards that vision, because it's going to take time. For us, we know this is going to take years to accomplish. And we started in advance because our daughter is obviously, not out of the house yet. We still have another 6 years until she is ready to go off to college or whatever, live her life. And we want to make sure she's feeling confident in that and has a good vision for herself in that. But whatever that is for you, that is what I would encourage for you all, is to start with the end in mind and ask yourself, what's your why? And with that said, another reason why I bring that up is because when you can really think about what your why is and the type of life that you want to live, you'll be able to backtrack and really kind of reverse engineer the types of things you need to do, those little steps that you need to take. And for us, we just want to be able to literally have a family compound here and live sustainably. But there are other people, for example, that want to be able to qualify to have a homestead. They want to be maybe farmers. They want to be able to maybe do commercial business, but still also live on their property. And with land, that actually requires different types of zoning and requires different types of land use that is very, I guess you could say, the major ones off the top of my head, I don't have notes in front of me, I'm just off the cuff conversation with you all, is, the types of land that can be used for structures, right? You can have residential, industrial, commercial, multi-use. Why am I forgetting one? I'm forgetting one. I'll put it here in the line somewhere. But with that said, also the types of zoning. So you can, if you have a piece of land, you can essentially only use the land for its specific zoned purpose. And so for somebody who's using it, let's say for a single family residence, that's the majority of people's land is, the homes are built on is for single family use, or maybe multifamily use, right? If somebody has either a fourplex or duplex or multiple homes, right? Or you can have other situations where it qualifies for agricultural, so it's a farm use or homestead use or multi-use. And that really is going to, I'd say, make or break the type of land that you'll be looking for. And landwatch.com is actually an amazing site that I would encourage you all, if you haven't had a chance to check it out and subscribe to their newsletter. They send really great updates on the types of land that are available. And so those are kind of the considerations really on looking at land. And as far as buying land, now we have friends that have done, various different situations, and depending on your particular circumstance, it might be different for you. Of course, for us, like I said, I know that we have the privilege of having family land, so that we completely acknowledge that we are in a more privileged situation, but I won't say it's privilege like our family didn't earn it. My dad was a contractor during the Iraq War for 3 years and was able to buy all of this in cash after he was out there for 3 years in the war zone. And so all good things come in good timing, and sometimes, most of the time, take sacrifice, right? Let's say you're in a position where you can buy land. I would highly encourage checking out landwatch.com and looking at different plots of land. You know, what type of, like I said, starting with the end in mind of what type of life do you want to live? How do you want to use your land? Do you want to be able to have it just for you? Do you want to have other family on it? Do you want to qualify it as a homestead, a farm? Do you want to have a business on it? You might have to have it also for commercial use, but really just kind of looking at what that looks like for you would be really, really key. But also being able to purchase land itself. The majority of people don't have money for land, right? Land is expensive, just like houses are expensive right now. And I've actually seen some really great creative ideas. I've had a handful of friends do this over the years where they'll actually go in and buy land between a group of them. And they will literally buy the amount of acreage, you know, and split it equally between all of them, agree to pay all the property taxes on them every single year, and then they all get to share land. And, you know, it requires a lot more of a community mindset for sure, but it makes it possible, right? Another one is too, I know it's not a favorable, ideal option, but in the meantime, it's possible for people so that they can hopefully stack up more cash to buy their own land, is that you can actually lease land. And if you go onto different websites, there's actually a lot of landowners that are willing to lease plots of their land for tiny house owners, right? To people who are living in RVs maybe, to people who have mobile homes or whatever it may be. You can absolutely lease land for a fraction of the price while stacking up money to be able to buy your own land. That's a great option too. Those are the resources that I know that as I was researching for our particular option for this piece of land that my dad owns, is that ours thankfully is a multi-use property. So we have a lot more flexibility with it. Now, before even putting a house down onto a property, I would highly encourage getting very familiar with your local county. Your local county offices for zoning, for permits, all of those wonderful people there. Now, people here locally where we have this house at, I don't know if it's kind of a country thing, but I feel like nobody picks up the phone. So they're very hard to get a hold of. But I would encourage just getting very familiar with them, going to meet them, and just ask them what are the requirements for, you have to, you know, get some kind of specialty permits, obviously for your septic, your electrical, your, if you do solar panels, some states require, you know, certain permits for solar panels. Thankfully in the state of Texas, it is pretty flexible, but even something as simple as a composting toilet. I had no idea until I was researching that in the state of Texas, there is only a set list of NSF approved composting toilets for people who want to live off grid to have in their homes. And so I would encourage getting very familiar with your county commissioner's office and all of their departments that are pretty much in charge of residential and land use permits and all that good stuff. And so, yeah, that's really been our journey so far and starting it all. And so I'm actually going to be flying back to Vegas tomorrow. It's been a beautiful part one of this chapter close on this trip. The largest part is done. And in the meantime, we are just going to be strategizing more towards the end of the year here. And those will really be the videos that you see here, is really just us strategizing the plan for the beginning of next year, and then just stacking up more cash, because yes, we spent a lot of it to get this house. And in fact, I would encourage too, if you guys are ever interested in checking out Recreational Resort Cottages, Mike and his team there, they are great people. You can even go and check out the model homes on site and actually experience all of them, which is really, really neat. They have everything from manufactured homes to modular homes to tiny homes, and it is really such a great company. So if you haven't checked them out, you can even check them out here on YouTube. They have a really great YouTube channel. Mike, who was our sales rep for this particular house, does a great job on their YouTube channel. So I give all of the thanks to them and being able to make that happen. And so feel free to stay tuned. That's really kind of just what I had for you today. And please, if you haven't subscribed and you want to join us on our journey on this adventure, this humbling adventure towards off-grid and sustainable living, and yeah, just joining our family in that, trusting in God in it, please join us. Please join us. And hey, if anybody has any other ideas too that maybe I didn't come up with because we just didn't maybe need to look at that or whatever on our particular in our particular situation, please feel free to insert any comments that you think would be helpful for other people here below. And of course, as always, I hope you all are having an amazing day and that this video was helpful for you to just give you some inspiration, give you some ideas, and allow you to really just be courageous in embracing this type of journey if it's for you. And so have a great day, friends. We'll talk soon.